The oceans of today are quite terrifying. However, I think it's safe to say that we're lucky we don't live millions of years ago. Back then, going for a swim would almost certainly cost you your life. And here are 3 very big reasons why. The first contender on this list is a denizen of the late Jurassic seas. Pleosaurs are a short-necked version of the legendary Plesiosaur, the creatures that the Loch Ness Monster are based upon. Pleosaurs have however traded the long neck for an extremely big mouth and a lot of teeth. The appropriately named Predator X is the largest yet discovered member of this group. Upper estimates give it a potential length of 15 meters. For reference, the biggest great whites are about 6 meters. The remains of this creature were found in Scandinavian seas, and whilst during the late Jurassic things weren't as cold up there, try to imagine this thing cruising through cool ocean waters. Its powerful flippers would have allowed it to get into range, and then all it would take is one bite and anything would be snagged by those teeth. The next on this list are often thought to be the cause of the extinction of the previously mentioned Pleosaurs. Recently featured in the Jurassic World movie, the mosasaurs were actually quite a close relative of today's monitor lizards. So sometime during the very late Cretaceous, a small lizard like this decided to take a swim, and a few million years later, it turned into this. The mosasaurs in general were just so aggressive and vicious that they ate most of the competition. Whilst we don't know for sure, the evidence is pretty clear. During the brief time that these creatures entered the picture, we saw less and less plesiosaurs, ichthyosaurs, and even some of the most successful shark species at the time. They ate each other, and there's even evidence that they ate Flyingpterosaurs, which means even if you were above the water, you still weren't safe. The largest species is thought to have grown up to 17 meters in length, which is 56 feet. So imagine a giant marine lizard about the size of a sperm whale. If it wasn't for the extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs, there's a good chance we'd see these creatures today. They were an extremely dominant group of animals and were taking over the seas at the time. To end this list, we come to more recent times. Only a few million years ago, a huge, iconic whale-eating shark dominated the seas. Megalodon was an 18-meter, 60-foot-long shark, closely related to the great white and would have resembled it in appearance. Sharks in the Megalodon lineage were dominant across the world's oceans for 20 million years. They would have eaten basically anything, constantly moving, attacking whales, biting chunks out of them, and being just generally unstoppable in the evolutionary race. The cause of their extinction isn't entirely clear, however it's thought to coincide with the Ice Age. The whales, having a lot more blubber, were better adapted to the cold climates, whilst Megalodon had to stay in the tropics. As a result, its hunting environment shrunk down. It had much less access to prey, and as things got colder and colder, this problem increased further and further, and its great size became its biggest hindrance. Great whites were alive at the time, and they outlasted the Megalodon because they were smaller, they didn't have to eat as much, and they were able to make it through this cold period where there wasn't as much food around. Needless to say though, as soon as things got hot again, if any Megalodons had clung on, we'd likely see them today. Some people still believe that there could be Megalodon out there. However, it is quite unlikely because we'd probably see an animal that big and that active. Thank you all for watching. Which of these do you find the most terrifying? Remember to hit like if you want me to talk more about ancient oceans. I think a video where we perhaps focus on a particular period of time in the sea and explain what life would be like back then would be quite interesting. Let me know what you think. Share this video with your friends, and of course if you haven't already, subscribe for more creepy content.